Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is time. It is the grand finals here at the Breakout Esports Masters Series. For the finals, we are here. It is going to finally be up to LRC up against our actual finalists that weren't the Scallywags. Going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a very interesting game here.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I mean, if it's anything like the last matches we've seen, I think that we just can expect more high-paced gameplay and some really smart strategy from both teams. So I'm excited.
Exactly. I'm very curious to see what BURTS is going to be able to do. We've seen Chickpea pull out light and medium all day today. We've also been seeing absolute dominance on both light and medium. However, we look at LRC, we look at Nason, we look at Spoiler, we look at Blacks, we see what they've been doing. They have been continuing their domination. Remember, their standings right now, they're 4-0. They have not lost one match today. And it's up to BURTS. BURTS has lost one match. That's why we see BURTS in the lower bracket. But now they've climbed all the way out. They've had their redemption arc. It's time to bring that into this last call. That being said, before we do that, it's time to vote for some MVPs because it's time for our one-shot MVP vote here. We've got Z from Team BURTS. We've got Harbinger from DD, Nason from LRC, and last but certainly not least, Gremlin from the Scallywags. Rio?
Oh, yeah. So I believe that you can vote for these teams on Twitter. I think that there's a pinned message in the chat. And I personally, I don't know, I think Harbinger is really kind of my pick because he had just had that laser aim in all of the matches. I'm sure that everybody else has kind of their own perspective, but yeah, that's who I would pick.
So the winner of the one-shot MVP will actually be coming away with a very, very nice package from One Shot Energy. My personal vote is going to be for Gremlin, locking it down for the entirety of the time that the Scallywags were maintaining their upper bracket streak and locking it down as the heavy. Now, when you are backed by your healers, you are going to be able to do more, and so that vote for Gremlin on the heavy is also a vote for the rest of the teams. Now, once we actually go into that vote on Twitter, you'll see that link coming in chat. It is incoming, still a work in progress. But once you see that link, go ahead and send your votes on Twitter, and the victory will get it. Gremlin, you got my vote. That being said, it's time to jump into the finals. They are currently in their map picks, but let's go ahead and see what they have decided for today. Got Las Vegas being banned and Seoul being banned. That means it's going to be the trio, Skyway, Sys, and Monaco.
Yep, excited to see Skyway Stadium. These two teams are perfectly matched for a map like that. Sys Horizon, probably will see some great gameplay like we did last time. The cash out box jumping away. And then the final match on Monaco. It'll be interesting to see what variation we get if we make it to that map.
Absolutely. I mean, the biggest thing here is going to be LRC and how their playstyle directly goes against how BURTS is used to playing. Now, remember, when we've seen LRC today, they lock it down. They play that bunker style where they get the barricades up and running. They get the shields out and playing. Whereas with Swaco's team on BURTS, there's a lot more jump pad RPGing that won't be able to be utilized if LRC can get their APSs placed the right way. Starting out on Skyway is going to be awesome to see because you've got those longer sight lines. And once again, we keep talking about this today, depending on which format of Skyway Stadium they get, could change everything.
Yeah. It'll really, I think that we're probably going to take it all three maps. And I think that within each map, we're probably going to see each cash out go down to the last three as well. So I think that everybody can expect some really great gameplay and get ready because it's about to get started.
Absolutely. BURTS versus LRC is going to be a match for the ages. Now, it is really going to be the ultimate epitome of NA versus EU. Will the EU strats prevail, or will the NA strats reign supreme? I want to just say, though, it's going to depend on how BURTS decides to go through this. Now, BURTS has been playing double medium for pretty much the entirety of the day, right? They only pulled out the light once. And I keep harping on them because the light is so good when Chickpea plays the light. But we've only been seeing medium. I think we're still going to be seeing medium right now. If they do decide to go for the light, what are you expecting to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I expect that we're going to see just a lot of really good movement and jumping in and out of play. I'm betting that the reason that we're not seeing light a ton is because of that glitch that happened early on with the glitch grenade. I think that that's such a cornerstone of what they're trying to do that not running light might be the smarter option, just to not have any kind of bugs run into.
100%. Now, once it actually gets into the fight, the very first team fight, and yes, it is going to be Chickpea on the medium. Once we get into this first team fight, we're going to actually be seeing how these teams fully end up stacking against one another. And it's going to be about that control, right? BURTS needs to maintain control from the beginning to the end. If it starts with LRC taking control, it's going to be really, really hard for BURTS to find their way in, to find a suitable entry point. And that's just the way that it's going to work out for this whole game. Is BURTS in control at the beginning? If not, oh no.
Oh no, indeed. And it looks like we're hopping right into it.
Here's Nason 808 holding up the back of the team here. Blacks and Spoiler on the sidelines. Now, looks like Chickpea will be the first to go down here, being fully sent on by Sueco, though Nason does manage to survive with just a sliver of HP, but I spoke too soon. He goes down as Z gets the finish, and the res comes out. But look at how BURTS is just trying to maintain control of the situation no matter what. They are just full sending it. It's just going to be Sueco. He goes down. And unfortunately for BURTS, they will not maintain control for the first.
Yeah, that was a really quick team wipe. Nice combat coming in. But yeah, BURTS just could not get it up. They tried to get a res, but when you get res, you only have half health, and it just was not enough for him to secure that last kill that they needed.
Je te mets un pad au-dessus. Black, c'est mon ping.
Oui, ça va vite setup.
I think that they're going to take this to cash out A and get it started up there. I think that they have a good distance if they stay on top of this hotel area. It looks pretty destroyed on the roof already, but it is still a good spot for them to stay and kind of spot out as they approach.
The main thing is going to be this initial approach, and it looks like they decided to go for the positioning and heal through the incoming damage. That is going to allow them to maintain superior positioning and force Blacks to actually drop down to the bottom here. But Z, Sueco, and Chickpea, they're actually able to survive. They get just enough sustain here. Chickpea and Sueco, they're getting healed up here, and Z needs to start making his move now as the only player that actually has a decent reason to. Now this heal beam is expired. They're going to jump up to the top here with that jump pad move. They are going to be maintaining a little bit more efficiency than LRC. They're not on their heels, and so BURTS is able to take advantage of the situation, and that's going to be a full team wipe here for LRC. This allows BURTS to get in and start their steal, and now BURTS is in control.
Yeah, tons of healing happening. We even saw that the healing beam get timed out because they're just healing so much. And once that happens, you have to kind of shift your strategy because you just don't have that extra health to pocket on, to rely on.
On a un gros pad en bas.
Big pad et un gros pad.
Ouais,
Je te laisse gros pad, je vais les bonbons
ça marche. Vous êtes prêts?
Attends, Black, avant de.
Ouais, t'inquiète. Maintenant?
We see Nason coming up. He's putting a jump pad down so his whole team can hop up. And I think that they have just enough time that if they can get onto this and get the team wipe, that they will be able to steal it back. And they're stealing it right away, which is quite exciting. He's going for the steal.
He maintained the steal through the drop, but lost at the very last second. But look at that, he's still committing to the steal. Even though it has stopped 3 times, he's still trying to go in for it, but it drops even further with that RPG shot, and now it looks like that was a little bit of a bad call as they lose their heavy. The situation is not stacked in their favor. LRC has to back out and try to reset for the next one.
Yeah, pretty shocking. But you got to commend them on their bold play. They really just tried to get in there, and if they would have been able to steal it, it would have changed everything. A lot of jump pad usage, good traversal. But yeah, they do get the team down.
So taking Vault 2 over to Cash Out B is going to be my call here for what BURTS should do. However, I think that Cash Out B is situated in the kitchen of Hospital right now. And if I'm correct on that kitchen spawn, that is going to allow them to be in a good situation if they can maintain control the entire time. Now, remember how LRC play. They have the barricades and they like to just hold themselves up in a corner. If LRC takes control of that, though, it will be detrimental because it's so difficult to make it in the beginning, let alone when you have all these other pieces of utility blocking anything from making progress towards you. So I think because of that reason, BURTS might try to go for C, but they're going to have to worry about LRC trying to get in their way in the meantime.
Yeah, we do see the lasers active, so they have to continually keep moving or they're just going to get zapped out. The sky.
Le médium, laser. Non, non, le médium.
It almost looks like they're taking it to C. I don't know if they're going to take it to the hospital.
Le médium, je suis one.
Un HP le gros. Ah, je suis mort.
There's a lot of fighting happening over just this cash box.
Les deux, ils
Yep, the trades going through immediately, and unfortunately for both teams, though, it was not taken down all the way to a 1v1 because each player that survived had just a sliver of HP, not enough to do anything with. Sueco comes through, finally finishes off Nason 808, who wasn't able to get healed up, and now BURTS is up with all three members. Blacks and Spoiler are separated, unable to get through. They're just going to try and let their teammate point in, save the paddles. The defibs need to get that full recharge for the next team fight, and this is going to allow BURTS to have a really, really good start to this cash out. Like we said, they want to make sure that they don't let LRC get fully baked into a site here. Z unfortunately losing this 50-50, and this is going to make things a little bit hard. However, as the heavy goes out, Nason Spoiler have to go ahead out of their way and get things to a little bit more of a stable condition. And Z's unable to follow up with that information, knowing that they're going to push that. Lose
Games trading back and forth. Thankfully, they have the res.
Frère, ça me casse les couilles la barrière.
Finally, another team wipe.
Tu sais que là, je meurs juste parce que je peux pas mettre une barrière alors qu'il y a rien qui l'empêche.
Ouais, j'ai vu. Franchement, je te jure, on a
Looks like there's even
C4
C4 on the
En plus, là,
statue.
on est trop bien parce qu'il joue.
Go test le volt avec une poison là.
Regardez le lourd, il est en 11-2.
Ah ouais, y'a que lui.
Il y a
Kind
que
of
lui.
interesting that they're not
Faut vraiment
charging
focus les
for it
médiums.
yet.
Go sur le top là, go sur le top.
Charging for what?
Ouais, vraiment go sur
Sorry.
le
Yeah. So once BURTS gets back into the fray, we're gonna see their approach. It's most likely going to be coming from the bottom side. I know the way that Chickpea, Sueco, and Z want to approach this is a surprise attack if they can. So we see them actually not trying to give away their position too much yet on this rooftop. They want to try to just take them by surprise. There's the pad over. Initial damage misses, however, and BURTS is going to be at a health disadvantage here. Look at the insane beams coming out of Nason right there. Immediately, the entirety of BURTS gets melted, and this is what I'm talking about. If you let LRC get onto the point, there's almost no taking it back. So BURTS is going to have to reset here. They're not getting this cash out. They got to go for the next vault.
Yep, it's good that we're seeing all teams go to the third vault though, because it really just shows how close matched these are. You know, BURTS might have a little bit of disadvantage, but they are definitely giving it all they got. There's a lot of these really close combat. Like they're just getting in each other's faces, getting a team down, trading. That's quite exciting.
Big trades coming through, but unfortunately they're not really going to be for much here. At this point, BURTS has to call their... No, not the defib kill! Not the defib kill!
He did.
This can't keep happening in the Masters series. This is like the 4th time a player has gotten a defib kill in the Breakout Esports Masters series, and if somebody makes a compilation of all of them, I don't know if my heart can take it, because this is insane that it keeps happening.
Well, if it doesn't take it, we have a defib.
That is absolutely wild.
And it's so interesting to see them go for that, because I think it only does 50 damage. You know, you almost get the same amount by just meleeing them. So it's quite of a show-offy kind of play.
It is just a style move from Nason, the Nason signature, as we call it. But now we're going to be seeing BURTS taking control of Vault 3, and this is good because it looks like LRC, they're actually trying to gatekeep from cash out D. I thought for a moment there that Z was going to just throw the vault over and give it away to LRC for free. Thankfully, that didn't end up happening. But at the same time, I need to know what the plan is, because cash out D was just wide open Again, though, they don't want to risk LRC getting in there and holding that site, because you saw how difficult it was for BURTS to deal with them on a rooftop, let alone in a corner with 2 walls that you can't break.
Non, je suis mort.
Well, cash out D is not going to be the move for them.
Vas-y, Rez. Spoiler va prendre le cash et toi tu restes des
On prend quoi, B ou D?
That was a really close match, close battle,
Vas-y,
because
c'est tout en haut.
both teams got down to
Juste
one
au-dessus, non?
player, and
tout en
it
bas.
just kind of
Ah ouais.
turned into a res and then running away. And I think that they're going to take it to C. Can't tell yet.
Yeah, still a little bit. Oh no, it does look like they are going for cash out B all the way over in the hospital. No, is it going to be a D run here? Z is anticipating it to be D. Yes, it is going to be D here, as we see LRC ready to catch and insert. The insert happens, and now cash out D is going to be fought for. Oh, the pad up to the crane is a bold move here from LRC, and BURTS is going to be able to quickly deal with it. However, they're taking a lot of damage. One player from LRC busts into the sideline here, and BURTS takes too much damage. They have to drop out to the bottom here, trying to find a way to zip over into the other building and take it from underneath. They need to drop the cash out underneath, but not seeing Sueco make the right moves here, and unfortunately, one missed input's going to cost a little bit of time. The cash out falls, lands in the stairwell. Chickpea going to go for the steal right now. The question is, where is LRC going to try to counter from? They're right on top. Z sees this. He takes the jump pad into place preemptively, tries to pad up on top of them, but Nason is ready on this too, padding to regain height again. It's a battle of leapfrog, height for height for height, and now we see Nason doing what he can to try and recover with his team and maintain control. But as the barricades go down, BURTS cannot make an entry just yet, so instead they'll make a steal, and they might have enough time to do it here because Nason can't make it into the sidelines here. But unfortunately for BURTS, LRC's heavy made it through. They will be able to counter that with a trade here. Z takes out Blacks, but look at this as Nason comes all the way back up the top here. He's doing what he can to get the res. He can't get the res though. That's going to be a team wipe for LRC, and BURTS maintains control. They get the steal. This could be it for map 1.
Yep, I think it is. I don't think they're going to have enough time. I think they're going to dive on it, but I don't think that there's a chance.
What an incredible play for the final cash out. I am actually speechless at how that went through. That being said, LRC might have time here. No, look at this spawn. There's no time. They're going to have to just run directly for the steal, but BURTS knows this. They can just counter the steal immediately. Unless... No, yeah, there's no way. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I was literally on the edge of my seat. Just watching that going in. It was really just bounce pad after bounce pad, and then saw multiple kills as they were like falling. So really cool, great aim, and just kind of impressive play from both teams.
Absolutely. I guess, you know, LRC, they got the defib kill, but at the same time, it was just not enough to maintain. And in that final fight there, it was that last drop when LRC decided to play off of the point. They dropped down a floor, and then that actually allowed BURTS just enough time to get the steal for free. And even though the heavy from LRC attempted to go up to the top and stop it, which he did stop it, that caused the heavy to go down, which meant that in the next team fight, LRC had no heavy. They had no way to deal with the damage that Sueco was going to be able to output there, and then the steal was just free from that point on. So absolutely insane plays for map 1. We've got an intense map 2 coming up after this break.
I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, turn around, dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, turn around now. I just wanna have fun, turn around now. I just wanna, I wanna
Parce que ça donne le pont, toi.
Welcome back. It is going to be map 2 here of, say it with me now, Breakout Esports, the Finals Masters Series, Split 1, Open Qualifier, number 3, Day 2, Grand Finals, map 2.
Well done.
Everyone get that? Got the PowerPoint up? Okay, all right. Now we're ready to go. BURTS, they're starting strong, and look at this. This team fight is already immediately just down to the wire, with everybody throwing out as much util as possible. And we can actually see LRC just maintaining control with those barricades. Once those barricades come out, it gets really hard to deal with. But remember, when you're pulling the barricades, that means one less slot for something like an RPG or a C4.
Yeah, they basically just stopped the push from BURTS, and LRC was able to control the area. Now we see they didn't even take much damage from it. I think that they did a lot of damage to BURTS, and yeah, now we're seeing it play out.
Yeah, and so here it is. Z is going to be trying to find the opening, and he does an insane amount of damage, but it's still not going to be enough there with Nason 808 turning around and just blasting. Blacks as well going to be able to finish off Swaco. That's going to leave just one member. That's Chickpea. Tries to go for the res, but it's not going to quite come through. The vault fight goes towards LRC, and now the main question is, will they be going towards cash out A or B? Looks like it's A.
Non, pitié.
Yeah, it is a good spot, kind of in the corner. Great for them to set up, especially with their strategy, just kind of bunkering down.
Oh, and the gas as well to lock this up in the campus. Now, the thing about campus is that this area of Sys Horizon is very open until you get into the building. And so LRC, they know that they would be at a disadvantage to try to fight on the rooftop here. So instead, they're holding into the site and hoping that BURTS is going to try to pop in all at the same time. Now, Nason is staying close to the cash out so that he can pop the gas barrels as soon as they need to. But at the same time, they're leaving up a lot of value of the outside areas of the lower barricades. They're especially once this rooftop gets opened right here by BURTS, it's just gonna start crumbling on them, and we can start seeing the damage come through. It's gonna be really difficult for LRC to deal with. BURTS has just created the opening that they need, and BURTS can just jump in and make sure they don't get swarmed on. They could have a good opening to steal even without the team fight. But the team fight's going to happen anyway. We see the damage going into the heavy. They lose one healer. Now it's time to try to take out the second healer there. Swaco goes down, but the second healer is down as well. They are going to be able to pick up a res here. And no heavy, no healer. That's going to be a team wipe. LRC. BURTS is going to be able to pick up this steal for free now. They might actually not even have time for another team fight.
No, I don't think so. I think that it's going to be a quarter of time left. It's interesting that they're forcing these really close encounters. Like you said, they're kind of bunkering down and not taking the distance. So, yeah, and I don't think that they're going to have enough time. They're going to have to take the L on this one and reset up for the next vault. But are they pushing it anyway?
I mean, they have to try, because remember, if BURTS gets this, it's already on match point. Remember, it's a best of 3, which can go pretty long, but you get enough entries. Oh, but look, the steal. He maintains the steal through the drop. He maintains the steal through the drop. That's going to be enough. He actually holds it.
That was an amazing play. I was writing them off. Well, and that's what you expect here in the grand finals.
The ability, 1 pixel off of the cash out. If the cash out ends up falling the other way and goes slightly too far, moves slightly 1 pixel off, the absolute stability and aim tracking. This man's plays aim labs to track a falling cash out.
Yep. And it shows.
When you drop the cash out, the idea is that it falls away from them and it interrupts the steal. But because he maintained, they had just enough time. And now LRC is fine for the time being. They're not on match point just yet. And this puts BURTS in a pretty upsetting situation. They had that for pretty much the entire time. Now they have to do that again.
Yeah, I'm placing up. I can angle pad off this dish.
Yeah. He's setting up the bounce pad. They're going to get control over Vault 2. I'm curious where they're going to take it. I bet B. And they are engaging quite far away from
Dès que tu peux. Il s'esquive.
Good distance.
Je vois que le shield, il a plus de shield quasiment. Le heavy.
I
Si
don't
je prends
think
le bot, tu
anybody's
peux pas.
going to go down from this. I think this is just going to be kind of a delay tactic.
Venez, on se
Vas-y,
passe.
go big, go big.
Absolutely. Right now, what they're trying to do is just maintain control of the vault here, and as soon as they start, again, that's going to most likely throw it away and just maintain the fight. It's happening right now. It's going to come through, but BURTS, they're not about that life. They're just going to see vault, they see money, and they chase it. They are certified bag chasers, but spoiler, Blacks and Nason are going to all be sub 50 HP. We're going to see that fall apart right now. Z does go out, but it's a 2-on-1 situation. The Heavy manages to pick up one more. But it is LRC that loses the fight. This is going to allow BURTS to actually get in to cash out B, get started up. Swaco and Chickpea are going to coin in, and they're going to have a pretty solid upper hand on this beginning.
Yep, and I would fully expect this to go to the third cash out. I think that BURTS probably is going to take this one if they can bunker it down, and yeah, we'll just have to see what happens.
There we go. Chickpea, Swaco, and Z getting ready for what could be the last fight of the match if they end up not holding it down. But even if they hold this down the entire time, there's still the chance that LRC comes through with only 5 seconds remaining and gets that millisecond steal.
Maybe more south of us, actually. Yeah, they broke less.
And there it is. LRC approaching from the sidelines here, moving into the museum. Art gallery.
Là, devant moi, devant moi.
Ouais, je suis là. Faites le trophy.
They set up the APS turret, so they're hoping to stop the RPGs that come their way. Their Heavy is low, he's down. Running away.
Je suis trop con là, c'est de ma faute.
Oh yeah. As soon as you see one of the mediums just stuck in a fight, unable to go for the res there, and they didn't even get one kill on the other team, you know it's over. This game is like chess in the sense of you start with the health and you start with who's used the most utility, who is at lower HP, and then you charge the fight, and then you sort of figure out, okay, if they lose one, will they go for the res or will they keep fighting? If we lose one, do I go for the res or do I keep fighting? And every single fight has so many intricacies just like that. And it's every single fight can be different, even if they're going to push the exact same angle, which is what they're going to do, pushing the exact same angle this time around, one floor above. Let's see how this changes things.
They run for the skill jump, they made it. Nicely done. They're going to go right for the steal because they have to. They are using
and I'm not even surprised he maintained it through the drop.
Wow.
You can't rely on the drop anymore when you're fighting LRC. They got the steal, and that's going to be it. That's going to be it for Sys Horizon. Nason just steals. It doesn't matter if you drop it. He did it again. Oh my god, this man's highlight reel is insane because he keeps dropping the cash out and keeping the steal through the drop. Okay, I just want to put this into perspective. This does not happen that often. He did it twice in a row. Twice in a row. It's like they planned for this. Not only that, this is the same player who continually gets kills with the defibs. This doesn't happen.
Yeah, top plays though. This is what you expect from the top players. I mean, they just know how to control that box, and even in the most tight situation, and they have just pulled out again and again. It's just shocking.
I love that at first I was ready to say Nason 808. We gotta name the move after when you get the the defib kill, right? Oh, he got Nason, right?
Yeah.
But now he's stealing cash outs through the drop. Players only pick C4 so that they can drop the cash out for stall. And now it's not even an option anymore. If you are BURTS right now, your entire setup is based on this, which is now pointless because of the skill of these players. And this is an actual shakeup in the finals right now. Like, if you're not like playing at the top, if you're not like fighting for the top 100 of the leaderboard, you might not know exactly how intense this is. This is actually insane. And in the chat, we see right there, NTHX coming through for a fellow French org saying French power. Insanity coming from EU right now.
Yeah, some of the best plays we've seen all day. Like, just it's so exciting. And on top of that, I think that it fell I think that it fell through like more than one like floor, and he still maintained holding it through that. And like falling one floor, it is somewhat doable, but it fell again and again, and he just held it. Just shocking.
It is actually insane because, again, both of those cash outs was it was actually being held on by BURTS the entire time. Like the entire time until the very last second. And so the idea that you don't even have to hold the cash out for the whole time because they just won this 2-0 with maybe 10 seconds of holding cash out time, right? Like,
yeah,
it's so impressive. And so now we're jumping in. It's map 3. It's Monaco, and what almost was just an insane amount of pressure that BURTS had on LRC has now been flipped. Because if you're BURTS, do you still even run C4?
I bet that they do, because it's so hard to just change like a fundamental like aspect of how you play, and it still can work. You just don't expect it to happen, you know, twice in a row. But we'll just have to see. We're jumping right into it. This is the final match. Very evenly matched teams, great gameplay. I think we have a lot to expect out of this last match.
Yeah, and so BURTS right now is, I mean, they're definitely going to be sitting up in their gaming chairs. They have adjusted their posture right now because there is no getting comfy when you're in this kind of situation. Now, on Monaco, we are lucky to actually have the entirety of the church standing at the moment, but looks like a little bit of a misplay here from LRC as they try to figure out where their entry is going to come from. But it looks like if they decide to go for cash out A or B, LRC is just going to be in the perfect spot to counteract that from the church. They can just jump on no matter what.
Ooh, that RPG did some damage. Took Nelson down to half health. They're very split up right now. I'm not sure this is the best option for them. They do have control of the cash box, but it's, yeah, they're going to have to regroup.
Yeah, so BURTS is actually going to be slightly in control here, but they're not doing anything with it yet. They're trying to isolate a fight here. Nason is going to go down to such low HP. Z is ready to pad over onto it. He does manage to pick up the kill onto the medium. Now, he is going to have to hide a little bit until his team can come and heal him up, but that is a solid pickup. The other medium is going to be half HP. There's no rezzing or healing going on right now because the mediums were split, and now the heavy also going to be in a fight. I believe this is a heavy 1v1 happening in that building there. Swaiko does end up coming out on top. Now, this will give LRC the chance at a soft reset because they don't have to just wait for the team wipe. But at the same time, this does kind of hurt them because now BURTS has the ability to set up in the Northern Forest.
Yeah, and it looks like they're waiting for Z to come, Black to come back from a coin. And they're setting up on the tower.
They're on the crane right now, trying to find their way in. They're trying to just gain information because when you're holding the northern forest here on Monaco, you can either hold it from the buildings, which is what BURTS is doing right now, or you can hold it from the interior of the forest. Now, because they're holding from the buildings, this can just be pretty much normal team fight where you try to get that long-range proc damage, and they are going to be able to do that. Like LRC is still pushing through that. They almost lose Spoilers, so Spoilers going to pull out, but the same thing happens on BURTS. One of their mediums goes to half HP, they have to pull back out. Now Nason is also super low. Oh, and the heavy almost goes out here. Look at this. BURTS is able to recover all HP. They take out the heavy from LRC, and that is going to be huge.
Yeah, mid-air kill too. He tried to put up the shield, but it just wasn't enough. They just shot him down.
They count to 5 and then 8. They're hiding in the street right now.
They're able to take him out. And for now, at least, the cash out is going to be fully in BURTS' control. They're trying to find where those mediums are sneaking around, and they are going to be able to take care of at least one. Remember, they got to guard the bodies, but at this point in time, it's not going to matter too much if you can't keep your healers up.
Is that a team wipe?
It's not a team wipe, but it would be better if it was a team wipe, because right now they're staggering the team enough to where there is no other team fight. Cash out A is now fully secured for BURTS, and if they had just wiped at the very beginning when they lost that initial fight on the rooftop, they would have been ready and had enough time to get another fight going on the cash out. But because they decided to try and stagger and play the chance at getting the res, it ended up playing against them, and now BURTS has the ability to end it all here with just one more cash out. That is all it's going to take. But we're in another team fight right now, and it's already trading off 1 for 1. Z is going to be able to get rezzed. But the question is, even if they come out on top for this team fight, how do you approach the next cash out?
Yeah, I think that they just got to go in blazing. I think that they're kind of playing it a little slow. And I think that now is the time to kind of change your strategy. They are getting really close team fights, but yeah, I think that LRC just needs to kind of step it up just a little bit more.
Yeah, and unfortunately for BURTS, even though they're going to have a great spot here with Vault 2, they'll have a solid foundation for which to start their approach to either cash out B or cash out C. The thing is that LRC is right in the way. And with the low gravity, we see that the vault clears to the other side of the map. And BURTS is actually trying to do this on purpose. They're trying to split up LRC. LRC, though, they're not falling for it just yet. They haven't actually decided to push one person and say, hey, you go all the way for the vault, we'll stay here. Instead, they're trying to figure out where BURTS is trying to come through from. And so the vault right now is just a decoy. BURTS on the bottom, they maintain, they're able to mitigate enough damage to at least position themselves slightly better. But LRC, they have height right now, and they're going to use this height to try and track down BURTS and figure out when they can find an opening.
Yeah, and the vault is just in such an odd spot that they have to go into the corner of the map, and anybody that's there is just really kind of stuck. And I don't think we're going to see this cash out in place until we see a team wipe happen.
Exactly, the team wipe needs to come through, but both teams don't want to press, because if you're BURTS, you don't need to press right now. You have $10,000 in the bank, and LRC doesn't have any. And so theoretically, if you can wait 11 minutes, you win the game. But that's of course not going to happen. So LRC, they're trying to just push this as fast as possible and get this over with. But as the entry comes through, we are going to be seeing more heals than damage from the side of BURTS. Will that work out? It looks like it will, as Spoiler goes down, has to get res. Nason is going to be able to hit that res, but with the heavy and the medium at half HP, we look at BURTS, and they're still all sitting up at full HP. One of the mediums goes back down for BURTS. One of the mediums goes down on LRC.
Yeah, BURTS is really giving it their all right now. I'm quite impressed with what they're doing. Lots of jump at, lots of rezzing, lots of just real close combat, sliding around, going for the kills, pushing that heavy out the window.
Z goes down here, but Swaco takes out the heavy on LRC. It's going to be another trade going through, and I do believe that we just saw a team wipe. No, one player left remaining. One player left remaining on LRC. 2 players now. They've gotten the res through. The question is going to be, when will it end? Another trade. The heavy remaining. It's now heavy v heavy. It had to come to this.
Both are putting up their shields, just kind of walking away.
And the first coin comes through as Nason is trying to get back into action here. Spoiler is going to be getting res. It looks like Swaco runs away here, chooses to let the team reset with coins. This is going to allow LRC the time that they need to go and grab Vault 2, throw it into a cash out. Low gravity is now over. That makes the movement a little bit easier, a little bit more predictable now. But BURTS, they're very unpredictable right now. Spoiler gets caught out, drops down to just 10 HP. Looking to see exactly where the heavy is going to be able to make impact right now.
And yeah, we are just seeing a lot of heavy versus heavy gameplay. The lights and the mediums are just kind of getting chipped away, doing their healing, but once they go down, it does become heavy versus heavy. And it is what we need to see. RPG did a lot of damage there.
And a big kill here. It's a big trade. Z goes down, but so does Nason. And now, as everybody starts the revival process, the real question is going to be, Sueco getting this recovery before or after the vault gets inserted. Because if these coins can come through and they can sort of recover. Wait, the vault is going all the way over to cash out B.
Wow.
This is going to be good for LRC, but very, very bad for BURTS.
I love that we had like 5 minutes of just constant fighting before we even got this vault inserted. It just shows that these teams are just so closely matched. Yeah, I have no idea who's going to take it at this point.
Yeah, so it looks like they're opting to not stay on the height of the church, and instead, oh no, they do go for the height of the church. They're saving the jump pad for actually going onto the site. I think they want to just go in from the rooftops of the buildings. They know that LRC is going to be at least putting one person out on the roof. They want to take that fight ASAP. They are going to be able to take the fight here. They do a little bit of damage, but damage is also traded back through. They have to mitigate. They have to work on the heals. We know that LRC is healing up in there as well. No entry has been made as of yet. They're trying to poke and prod and figure out the best straightforward course of action here before they can end up rushing this cash out. But time is ticking down. Half of the time is remaining. BURTS is fine with that. They know that if they can at least wait for the last moment, that they can at least guarantee that they get the win if they're able to take the cash out. But that's the question, if they get the cash out. The longer they wait, the less opportunity they have for an attempt number 2. BURTS going for the steal here. BURTS gets the seal, and they're able to back out in time.
Wow.
Chickpea and Sueco get healed up. The shield doing just enough mitigation. Able to back up on top. Look at this going for the yo-yo effect all the way around to the sidelines here. But Z is the first person to get picked off. Nason still standing up at full HP here. The res comes through. Z goes back down again. Heavy taking heavy damage here. And it looks like Nason is also going to take massive damage, but not Sueco goes out. And that's going to be Chickpea as well following through. No time for a repeat on this. And that means LRC brings us to cash out number 3 on map number 2.
Yeah, that was so close because that cash out was 10 seconds left. If that play would have just taken a little bit longer, they wouldn't have had time to steal it after they got the wipe. But it does bring us down to the last cash box. So this will be the last cash box of map 3. Doesn't get more exciting.
This is the last cash box of open qualifier number 3.
If you hold for 6, we are first, but I doubt that.
And it looked like one teammate had 10 kills. I'm not sure who that was. I couldn't see it quick enough, but that's quite impressive for just 2 teams going at it.
Absolutely. I mean, it shows the mechanical prowess that both of these teams have right now. And it always just comes down to those last second steal. I think that if BURTS was able to time that steal a little bit later, that LRC wouldn't have been able to get it back. But it's so hard to make that call in the heat of the moment of what time is the right time to push. So now we're seeing LRC maintain control of 3. They really want this into cash out C. Cash out C is going to be the best option for them. Look at this. BURTS is trying to get behind them, trying to put something in their back line and take away from them. Chickpea goes out, Z as well. The reses don't come through. Instead, it's just going to be a quick team wipe. Wait, the reses do kind of come through, but not in a way that matters.
He went for the res mid-air. He didn't get it, but it would have been impressive if he did.
Well, BURTS is going to have time to reset here, and cash out C will get inserted at some point. Now, luckily for BURTS, they did get wiped well before LRC is close enough to actually get the cash out inserted, and LRC was going to wait to insert that cash out before they respawn anyway. So they would have waited. This time it allows BURTS to kind of make up some of that extra distance. And in a match like this, that 10 seconds ends up mattering quite a bit. You can see they're already well on their way, and this is it. This is it.
Oh my gosh. It's such an open cash out too. Like it's really in the open on the bottom floor. So there's no way to drop it. There's no way to kind of get underneath it. It's going to be really come down to gunplay. Who can hit who the most and who can heal and keep their team alive.
Exactly. We've seen the teams using gas barrels as well, and I think that's also going to be an important thing. If you find a gas barrel, use that to open up an opportunity to cut off one of the angles from the many windows or rooftops that could be, that they could be holding you from. And now, as BURTS goes in for the early steal, LRC realizes, hey, it's a fake, it's a bait. Look up, and they're able to actually cut off. Chickpea almost goes out here, but instead it's going to be Spoiler that goes out first. They miss the res. That's actually huge, but Sueco goes down here. The res is going to come through. Spoiler comes back up, and it looks like it is going to be a full sustain as Nason also comes back up. Tons of reses on both teams here, however, and Nason goes out. It's going to be BURTS who maintains control right now. They're going to be able to get the steal, and Rio, look at the timer. This is detrimental for LRC, but we've seen them do it before. You can't just write them off right now.
It's still going to take a miracle if they are able to get it. I think that there's a chance, but it is very, very small.
It is very small, but I mean, that's how we're here on map 3. The same very small chance. But as that timer ticks more and more, I don't think that they're confident. They're going to push through. They get the APS down, but they just start the steal. There's C4 on it. That's going to be enough to start it off. Let's see, the res is going to come through. They've got the shields, they've got the heals. Do they have the steals? They do!
Did they get it? Oh my god.
They got it! LRC is your champion for Split 1 Qualifier number 3, stealing almost every single cash out from the last possible millisecond. This can't keep happening!
That was seriously some of the most impressive games I had. I really was about to write them off because there was no chance that they did that, and they just got the perfect jumps. They hopped in there, they got the heal going on, they set up the barricade, they kept them out, and I just, yeah, I'm shocked. I'm shocked in the best way. So, what amazing gameplay.
I just gotta say, the chances of a French finals player stealing the cash out with no time remaining is low, but it is not zero. It is not zero. And the fact that it keeps happening, I think it's safe to say, this is what LRC is known for now. This is a brand new playstyle that has just been unlocked. And I cannot believe that they're subverting expectations so much.
Yeah, and it must throw the BURT like in a loop because you feel so confident. Like, I have this. There's no way that they can get this. And time again, they've just lost it. Just slipped through their fingers.
It is absolutely insane. And the fact that we're actually down to just like the top 2 teams that keep going to map 3, keep going to cash out 3, in it came down to the last possible millisecond. I mean, you just know that these teams were meant to fight.